Hey, every now and then I still have bad moments, my bad moments, and think about my gun and how easy it would be. But and then I get angry. I get angry because I think about this man who I really thought was my friend, and I had all these people that I didn't know after trying to give my best to somebody who was ill, who's also a friend of a lot of these people. Tried my best to be there for somebody who needed a friend. So I felt like I had just shown my true colors and shown what's in my heart, what I'm capable of, that I'm a good person, that I could take somebody who was ill, even after he told me he would never be into me, and still care for him through a really horrific illness. And this bartender was one of his friends and watched me do it, and then have a bunch of strangers at this bar who I barely know all reject me and treat me like I was the Black Plague. That's what I used to tell my friend Lynn, is I feel like I have the Black Plague. When I remember one time I walked into that bar and there was really no seats available, and so I sat next to this guy named Joe. I just put my stuff down. This was at the bar, and I got on the bar stool, and this guy says, he's an older man, he says under his breath, "Fuck!" He gets out of his stool and he makes a big scene of grabbing his coffee and his water and goes stomping up to the other end of the bar. And this is somebody I don't even know. And this is kind of how several people at that bar treated me on a daily basis. And I never understood, because I didn't know these people. I never did anything to them. I didn't know why they had these feelings of anger and contempt for me. And I mean, they would sometimes teasingly ask me if I was after the bartender, and I'd get mad. I'd say, no, we're friends. I really believed that. And I should have paid attention. I should have asked myself why these people were thinking this, and why I was being treated the way I was at this bar. But I kept going to the bar thinking that the bartender was my friend, and I had a few other people there that I thought were my friends, but they were actors. And they were friends of the bartender. And as soon as the thing went down that I understood that he wasn't my friend and he had just used me, and I finally said, hey, I haven't been after him. It's amazing how fast your friends go away that you think care for you, and suddenly you find you just don't have any friends. Anyway, last night I was in one of those places where I feel like I got something in the mail yesterday addressed to my ex-husband, and he's got a little girl now that I never got to have, a little child that I wanted so much. He has, with another woman, after, and while we were still married, apparently. And we were separated, so it's not really that big of, it wasn't like he was really cheating on me. Still hurts though, after he pretended to be impotent for 6 years. Imagine sleeping next to somebody who keeps like a foot between you at all times and never hugs you. And if you ask him, do you love me? He'll say, I don't know. It's like being rejected by him, and then taking care of a man who knew I was in love with him, and let me think he was my friend, and let me think he cared, and I took care of him. For 2 years of the 3 years he lived with me, he was deathly sick. And I knew he wasn't interested, and I took care of him. And how can that mean so little to somebody? Somebody says something nice to me, I appreciate them forever. I just don't understand how taking care of somebody and being there for a friend and never giving up on them and standing by them, even when they're being a jackass to you, can mean so little to somebody. I don't understand. And it's been about 5 years since he said, "Thanks, but I don't need you anymore." And I still don't understand. I don't understand how I could matter so little to somebody after I showed them the best I had in my heart. So that was, my husband first telling me he didn't know if he ever loved me, and maybe he just married me because that's what people expected. And then taking care of this guy and trying my hardest to be a good friend and have him turn around and say, and be mad at me because after he got all done using me, needing me anymore, he didn't want to have any kind of friendship at all. I was like, I helped him get a car. I didn't expect him to. I didn't expect things to stay the same. I just wanted to still be be a friend, be one of the guys like I was before he came to live with me. I used to be one of the guys, and I used to get to watch the Cleveland Browns play. It's not even my team, but just being around guys that like football is so fun. And now I have to think that the only reason I was allowed to go was I got to be the taxi cab for him and this other friend of mine who didn't have cars at the time. Anyway, so last night I was really having a major pity fest. I was thinking about how my husband didn't want me for all those years. And then caring for somebody, hoping they would see the good in me and at least come to care enough about me to be my friend for real. And then find out that that didn't happen. I wasn't good enough for him to care for me even a little. And then this bartender who let me think he was my friend and let me confide in him and tell him things about me I wouldn't have told just anybody. And then he goes after me, confuses the hell out of me. And then I'm trying really hard to be discreet about letting him know how confused it leaves me by leaving him notes so I don't embarrass him or hurt his reputation or hurt his marriage. No, this guy's taking me to court because I complain too much about the fact that nobody cares what he did to me or how it destroyed my reputation and how it destroyed what I was enjoying at the theater that I was working at. So yeah, last night I was feeling really like crap again. And I was playing with my gun. And then I got angry. I took a picture instead, which is what I'm going to probably use for the picture for this video. I took a picture instead, shot myself with my camera. And I got angry. Thought crossed my mind that this is just a fucking bartender. A loser. A loser who goes after sick women for sex. And it's not... None of them are worth... I'm sorry, but taking care of somebody who's ill, who can turn around and treat you like you're just garbage, isn't worth all the sadness that he's left in my heart, and all the sadness I've had to feel, and all the feelings like I'm garbage and not worth comforting, not worth encouraging, not worth support. So yeah, I had a bad night, and I thought about my gun, but then I thought about the fact that I'm not gonna go away for these people. I feel like this bartender, all he's about is trying to get rid of me in every way he can. I think he wants me to do that to myself. I think he wants me dead. And I just got angry last night. I said to myself, he's a fucking bartender. He's a loser who goes after sick women for sex. And I'm not going to give him the satisfaction. So, sometimes it's good to get angry. I think suicide thoughts are partly, well, they are self-abusive, and I don't deserve more abuse. I don't deserve to be hurting like this. I don't deserve to have all my friends turn away from me. And I don't deserve to have people use me just because, I mean, that's the part that kills me. This bartender was a friend of the guy I cared for. And he saw what I did. He saw how this guy got better. And he probably wouldn't even be walking around and talking now if he hadn't had me in his life when he was ill. And this bartender knew I was depressed. He knew I had just been... God. Anyway, I'm supposed to be, right now I'm supposed to be at work. And I couldn't get myself going. I guess I'm trying to work through it, so this is why the video, but people who feel like this because of jackasses in their life, and there's so many, I'm finding this out, there's so many two-faced people. There's so many people that are acting their way through life. All by ourselves, we're worth something. Doesn't matter if anybody else in the whole world can see it. We're still worth something. So, okay, now I need to have, I don't know, I need to do something nice for myself, because I just made myself feel like shit again just talking about it, so. Don't know why I made this video. Sometimes it's therapeutic. I used to be able to talk to people, and now I can't, so. Anyway, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Thanks for listening if you have. Bye.